G'day YouTube, it's Dan Augie here, and want to do a quick overview on installing a drawer system in the back of your ute. The one I've got here is a Titan. It's a steel frame box. I bought it off a wholesaler called the Four-Wheel Drive Super Centre, or Outback Super Centre, Outdoor Super Centre. You can find them on the web in Australia. They deliver to all parts of Australia. I'm making this video because I couldn't find any videos on how to fab up tie down points in a style side tub. Now the actual box actually came with some instructions, but didn't actually say where to tie it down to. So it does you can tie it down to for those who are buying it, they will get these instructions. It does say you can tie it down to the tie down points already provided in the back of a wagon, but not in the back of a style side tub. As you can see, mine's a style side tub in the back of a Toyota Hilux. So I guess, I've actually gone ahead and installed this. I did make up some videos on when I was installing it, but it was too rushed and half of it was at night time. So I've decided to do another video on the finished product, and I'll run you through what I've had to do. First of all, to install this box, you've got to take the drawers out, and then you've got to take off the top of the right side. So you've got to undo these hex head bolts, including every single one of these on your tie down points. So all these have to come out, and then you can take the top off. And you need the top off so you can get to the frame underneath. On this side, however, you can just pull this back. Actually, what we'll do is pull this back a bit, and we can slide the fridge slide across. This drawer system actually comes with a built-in fridge slide, which is pretty damn good. And then you've got this bar across here, which you bolt in down to your tray. Now this originally was up at the back here, and it's not too bad on this side because I can get the drill down there, and when I was installing it, I wanted to drill from the top down because I can't see what I'm drilling up in here to from the bottom, so I'm better off locating these holes from the top. However, on this side of the box, now I've already gone ahead and reinstalled the top of this lid, and just like to note that I've actually used, and it's probably a little bit messy on that one, but I've actually used Loctite, the blue colour one, to when I've reinstalled these bolts. I'd also like to add that on the other side, you need to make sure when you're all finished that these bolts are all tightened up, because they're all loose. Because to install it, you've got to take the tops off, and the manufacturer or the supplier has left all these bolts loose because they, in the instructions it says you've got to take them off, so they don't anchor these down. They are hand tight. They're not going to pop out or anything, but yeah, just keep note of that. When you finish, you got to reinstall these bolts, and I used Loctite on mine so they don't jiggle off. Now under this one there is a bit of plate steel that goes across the top here to hold this up there. And if I got my camera down in there, there is one under this as well to hold this top on. Now that was across there, and I couldn't get me drill down to drill this out under there. So I've had to move this. Bar back. To do that, you've got to loosen off these ones. Okay. So you've got two here, two there, and then two this side and two that side, and then you can just move it back to where you want to put it. Now I actually got under the car, and I found a good position for where there's nothing in the way across here, and I measured it from the back, and I came across, and there is a rib here that goes across, a support rib for the tub. So I came back another 50mm and somewhere where there's nothing in the way there. So I found and then I measured it underneath, and then I came up here and measured it up here, and put this bracket back to around where there is nothing in the way, and then I re-measured the center of this again, and then went back down and double checked. So it was all good. I actually measured from this wall as well out, and that wall as well, and then I went back down and I double checked where my bolt holes were going to be, and then to actually bolt these bolts down, I actually used sorry about the camera work, guys, I'm just climbing back out of the ute. I actually used some uni strap. I'm going to climb under the car and show you, because this might help out a lot of yous, because I couldn't find anything formally out there that they use to bolt things down. So I'll just quickly show you this. Hopefully it's not too dark. That looks alright. I've had to take the spare wheel out, guys, too, by the way. So there's the bolt. Okay, and I've got it on the drop rib, the dropped rib there, because I wanted the uni strap to be flush on the underside. Well, I didn't have a choice actually. I'll show you why. But I used 20mm galvanised slotted uni strap. I don't know if you can see the slots there. 20mm because it was compact, and just the bolts that they provided. And I went the full length, the full width of the box, so that's 1 metre of uni strap. I've got one there, and over there I've got one over there. So it doesn't go anywhere near your fuel tank. Well, you know, not enough to scare anyone anyway. That's the back of it. And then at the front of it, I did the same thing. There's the bolt. You know, I made sure that there was nothing in the way, and measured it from the sides and measured it from the ends, and double checked. Make sure you double check. Always double check before you start drilling. Okay, so that's how I anchored it down. And then all I did was count how many ribs, how many drop ribs. So that was the end of the wheel arch, and then I went 2 in. I couldn't put it on that one because that's seamed. So I had to either put it on that one, or what I really wanted to do was put it on the raised bit here, so I didn't have a gap from the bottom of this up to the top of my bracket up here, because it'll bend in as you tighten it up. But I didn't have a choice, because the raised bits didn't line up with any holes along the brackets. that were provided. So I had no choice. I had to drill a hole in the dropped ribs instead of the raised ribs. So I've actually got one bolt in there and one over there. So there's 4 all up. And that's how I anchored it in, guys. And then I went along and put my bump stops in, and maybe I can show you them. But before you go putting this lid back on, make sure you put your bump stops on. Bump stops are these things here. Alright, that stops the drawer from pulling all the way out. I'll show you what they look like. That's them there. Alright. Now put them in before you put these tops back on. And then once your tops go back on, get some Loctite and Loctite all of these bolts. Put your top back on. It doesn't have to be super tight. I actually got to the bolts on these two. Well, this top was out. I left this top in because I could move that to get to the back. With drilling out this bolt that's under here, all I did was counted the ribs from the end of the wheel arch out to where it wasn't going to impede and where it was going to line up with the provided bracket. So it ended up being, I think it ended up being this one here,